Cadet Jack Smith stood at attention among the other recruits, his human frame conspicuous among the various alien species assembled on the parade grounds of the Galactic Federation Military Academy. The morning suns of Proxima Centauri B beat down on them mercilessly, though Jack found the temperature quite pleasant compared to summer days back in Arizona. Commander Trell, a tall Veritian with pale blue skin and 4 arms, paced before the formation, his upper eye ridge furrowed as he regarded the assembled cadets. "Today begins the endurance trial," Trell announced, his translator converting his clicks and whistles into standard. "This assessment will determine which of you possess the fortitude required of Federation officers." Jack maintained his disciplined stance, though he noticed several of his alien classmates shifting uncomfortably. Humans had only joined the Galactic Federation 20 years ago, and were still regarded with a mixture of curiosity and wariness. Their homeworld, Earth, was classified as a Class 12 death world due to its high gravity, extreme temperature variations, and dangerous fauna. Most Federation species evolved on worlds far more hospitable. "The course is simple," Commander Trell continued. "You will traverse 80 kilometers of the northern Badlands carrying standard field packs. The terrain includes desert, mountain passes, and marshland. You have 36 standard hours to complete the journey." A ripple of concern passed through the formation. Jack did some quick mental conversion, roughly 50 miles in about 36 hours. Challenging, especially in unfamiliar terrain with unknown hazards, but not impossible. Lear, a slender Avalian with feathered arms who had become Jack's friend during their first semester, leaned slightly toward him. "This is madness," he whispered. "No one has completed this course in under 30 hours in 5 cycles." Jack shrugged. "We'll manage." "Begin," Commander Trell barked, and 200 cadets shouldered their 40-kilogram packs and moved toward the trailhead. The first 10 kilometers went smoothly enough. Jack kept pace with the leading group, which included several Drevens whose 4 legs gave them a natural advantage. Lear struggled nearby, his avian physiology not designed for long-distance endurance. The desert terrain was harsh, but manageable, with loose sand that made each step require extra effort. By the 15th kilometer, the group had thinned considerably. The twin suns reached their zenith, raising the ambient temperature to levels that caused many of the cold-adapted species to seek shelter and rest. Jack, however, continued moving, his body's thermoregulation mechanisms, remarkable by galactic standards, allowing him to maintain pace. "How are you still moving?" gasped Lear, his feathers drooping with moisture. "The heat index is approaching critical levels for most species." "It's about 95 Fahrenheit, Jack replied. "Warm, but not unbearable. We get hotter days on Earth." "Commander." Trell, monitoring from a hover vehicle, made notes on his datapad as he observed Jack's steady progress. The human showed no signs of the heat stress affecting nearly all other cadets. By nightfall, Jack had covered 40 kilometers. He made camp alongside a handful of other determined cadets, including 2 Drevens and a Taurian named Bren. The night brought biting cold, dropping to near freezing, another challenge designed to test their adaptability. While the others huddled together, Jack found the cool air refreshing after the day's heat. He shared his thermal blanket with Lear, who had somehow managed to keep up despite his physiological disadvantages. "Your species truly is remarkable," Bren commented, her thick hide providing natural insulation against the cold. "To withstand such temperature variations without cybernetic assistance or protective gear." Jack smiled. "We're adaptable. Earth throws worse at us regularly." Dawn arrived, bringing with it new challenges. The mountain phase began, with steep inclines and reduced oxygen levels at higher altitudes. Here, Jack's advantage diminished somewhat. The Drevens pulled ahead, their multiple limbs providing stability on the loose scree, yet Jack maintained a steady pace, his lungs working efficiently despite the thinner air. Commander Trell's concern grew as he observed the human's progress. According to his biometric readings, the cadet should have been showing signs of extreme fatigue by now. Instead, Jack moved with determined efficiency, his vital signs indicating mild stress at most. The final phase, a 10-kilometer trek through fetid marshland, began as the second sunset approached. Several cadets had dropped out, unable to continue through exhaustion or injury. Only 30 remained, including Jack and, surprisingly, Lear. I would have wagered my commission that the Avalian would collapse by the 20th kilometer, Trell remarked to his assistant. Yet he continues, seemingly inspired by the human's endurance. The marshland sapped strength with each step, the mud clutching at boots, and the humid air thick with biting insects. Even Jack found this challenging, though for different reasons than his companions. While they struggled with the physical demands, Jack battled the psychological weight of the endless, monotonous slog. As the final kilometer approached, only 12 cadets remained on the course. Jack, covered in mud but moving steadily, helped Lear over a particularly treacherous section. Behind them, Bren struggled forward, determined not to quit. Jack crossed the finish line at 29 hours and 17 minutes, breaking the 5-cycle record. Lear collapsed beside him minutes later, followed by Bren and 3 others within the hour. The remaining 6 trickled in before the 36-hour cutoff. Commander Trell approached Jack, who stood at attention despite his exhaustion. "Cadet Smith," Trell said, his usual stern demeanor softened by genuine curiosity. "You've completed one of the most impressive performances I've witnessed in 20 cycles of training. How do you assess your performance?" Jack considered the question. "Satisfactory, sir, though I believe with proper training specifically for this terrain I could improve my time by at least 3 hours. Trell's upper eye ridge rose in surprise. "You consider this merely satisfactory?" "Yes, sir. On Earth we have similar challenges. Marines conduct forced marches of comparable distance. Special forces undergo much more demanding tests." Trell made a final note in his datapad. The Federation's assessment of humans as a species had clearly underestimated their physical capabilities. More concerning was their psychological fortitude. This human viewed an ordeal that broke 94% of cadets as routine training. "Dismissed. Cadet," Trell said finally. "Report to medical for assessment." As Jack walked away, Trell turned to his assistant. "Revise our training protocols for human cadets," he ordered. "They require a different approach. And update Galactic Command regarding Deathworlder integration. We may need to reconsider their role in future operations." Jack, oblivious to the stir he'd created, helped Lear toward the medical tent, already planning improvements for next year's march.